So this is the first time I've ever said this on camera, but I do not feel like working out today. It is going on 6 o'clock, which you guys know is much later than I typically work out. But I just hopped off of a plane. I've been doing a little bit of traveling, and my first flight this morning was at like 7 a.m. And by the time I switched time zones, got a connecting flight, finally got back to Ohio, here I am, and I am just not feeling it. I'm tired, I'm groggy, I'm hungry, all of the above. I'm like so tight and cramped up because I've been sitting in an airplane all day, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And you guys have probably experienced this before. Anytime you've had a brief hiatus from the gym, your next few workouts, they're gonna suck. I mean, I'm not gonna feel my strongest today, especially feeling how I am. But what I'm gonna try to do is just get these sucky workouts out of the way with. So in about 3 days, I can start my new workout program, which I'm really looking forward to. So it is gonna take a little bit of discipline here. Luckily for me, I can just walk out to the garage and I don't actually have to make a drive to the gym, which is going to be a huge help. So I figured I'd just let you guys know that it is okay to not feel like going to the gym all the time. I know you turn on the Twitter box and all you see is people bragging about going to the gym and it is the best part of their day, and usually I am that annoying person, even though I might not talk about it on the Twitter box. But that's usually me. I'm usually just excited, amped up, but we're all gonna have these situations in our lives where it's just not our day, but sometimes you just gotta push through it. This is gonna be the best thing in the long run, and we will make it through. My friends, before you know it, it is gonna be over. See how quick that was? And I was right. I felt like death the entire time, very slow and lethargic, but I feel a lot better now, so I'm really glad that I did decide to get that in. And the purpose for that workout was not to punish myself. It was not because I felt like I had to. It was simply just to reacclimate myself with the weights. So, you know, if you take a few days off, you're kind of slow getting back in, and I didn't want to start a new program on that note. I wanted to start fresh, so tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up as normal, 4:30, 5 o'clock, get an upper body workout in, probably gonna feel like crap once more, but hopefully by Saturday, we're gonna be good to go. And a lot of you guys have asked me, do I count my macros when I travel? Absolutely not. Do I eat like an idiot? Absolutely. And I'm so excited to eat this because I haven't gotten much nutrients in. I know that if it fits your macros, flexible dieting is all fun and dandy. However, you really can tell a difference when you don't eat quality foods, and I have not for the last few days. So I'm gonna start with this, and we're gonna get on to like a roast beef sandwich. And the reason for that is because I've been eating at a lot of amazing delis, and I kinda just wanna keep that going for a little bit. So we'll see what I can do. I can't really compare to what they're doing at those, you know, mom and pop stops, but we're gonna try it out. You know, we have to have a little bit of dessert before we go to bed, and believe it or not, this is what I'm craving. I have missed oatmeal so much. There's no way I could live without this stuff. But rather than just having some plain old oatmeal, even though I've eaten kind of bad the last few days, I got my fiber in now, I got my micronutrients, so let's have a little bit of fun. Look into the mirror and say so long. Kick and push, skate along. You can make strength out of every single weakness. Never mix money with the people that you eat with. What I'm saying to you all is not a secret. So if you've never had marshmallows and oatmeal before, you're really missing out on a good time. You see how they melt right in there? Just stir them around, let them sit there for a few minutes. It will blow your mind. So try that out. Thank me later. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys.
You'll win somehow, so give up on the battle, baby. It's hard, I know.
Hey, what's up, guys? Have you ever heard that Eminem song? I think it's off of the Eminem Show, if I remember correctly. It might even be like the first song where he starts out like, "It feels so good to be back." Oh, hold on a second. There we go. Believe it or not, I have not driven to the gym in 2 weeks now. So I did my deload workout at home. I was traveling, and I'm so excited to get back, starting my new program today. And I don't know if I buy into the notion of being burnt out. I hear it all the time. Oh, I just got so burnt out, I needed a break. And maybe that's true. I honestly don't know, but I think it's overused, if nothing else. But I do feel very refreshed. I feel like I was just able to clear my mind after all those feels. You guys probably saw that video where I just failed on my list. My programming was awful. But we're back. We're ready to get on the right track again. So while I was doing my deload week, I was doing a lot of, I'll call it deadlift practice, where I was just working on, I guess it would be like deadlift mobility. What I was pretty much doing was just getting in the deadlift position, taking the slack out of the bar like I was going to make the pull, and then I kind of just hold that position, and that was a killer to me. So I don't know if mobility is a major issue with the lift, but I feel like it can't hurt. So just being able to get in that starting position, I think is gonna help me out a little bit, but we will see. If it does have any translation into my deadlifts, I guess I will do some more in-depth analysis on that, but we will see. So headed to the gym now, really excited to get in there, and let's do it. So in case you missed it, I am going to be starting Brandon Campbell's PRS system. PRS stands for Power, Reps, and Speed. Day 1 starts out with a deadlift speed day. I've never really worked on speed work consistently, so I have done a few things here and there, but what you'll notice is that I'm over exaggerating the lockout just because the weight is so light that I'm able to do so, and it looks like I'm almost hyperextending my back, so I probably need to correct that moving forward. I'm doing 7 total sets here, which is something that I've never done, and I was only taking maybe 30 to 45 seconds break in between each set. I was really just moving the camera and going into the next set. So what I will suggest for anyone that's interested in this program is to go back and watch Brandon's series, The Meat Prep. I know that he is very bald and very boring. It's very hard to watch, but it's very helpful getting all of his insights. He documented every single workout, so I've still been going back and seeing what advice he has on specific workouts and different things that he is implementing. After all, he wrote the program. He's got to know a thing or two, and it worked out very well for him. So afterwards, I moved on to some deficit sumo pulls, and I know I said in the previous video that I didn't think I was going to be able to keep these in the program, but I lied. I didn't read it close enough. So at least for block 1, which is what I'm starting on, I'm going to be doing a few sets of deficit pulls. Then I just moved into some squats. I started too light at 225 pounds just to see how it would feel. I wasn't sure after all those sets of deadlifts, but it was too easy, so I bumped it up to 255 afterwards. I'm going to try to record almost every single workout as I continue on this PRS system. Do not worry, I know that would be very boring, but I'm going to try to consolidate a lot of it, make it as concise as possible. I just think it'll be really helpful for both you and myself to try to go back and see where I came from and what kind of progress I made on the program. So then I just finish up with some pull-ups, and then I'm going to take you into the next day, which was a bench speed day. But I'm going to shut up here and do some live commentary, and I'll talk to you guys at the end of the video. Oh my gosh, my back is killing me. What did I do? 10 sets of deadlifts yesterday, so 7 sets of speed pulls, and then I did 3 sets of those deficits. And I'm kind of surprised because it wasn't a lot of weight, obviously, but I can definitely feel it, maybe just because my body isn't used to that. But overall, not feeling too bad. Really enjoyed yesterday's workout, had a lot of fun with it. Today is a bench day, it's a bench rep day, so I'm only going to be using 215 for sets of 6, I believe. And afterwards, I will move into some closed grip bench press, some incline presses, and some tricep pushdowns, which is what he listed. But one of the things that I talked to Brandon about was just choosing different accessory movements to focus on your weak points. So he lists ideas for you and things that he might suggest just in general, but he said, you know, you can adapt it to whatever would suit your needs, which is pretty cool about a program that is that flexible. So for the most part, I think I'm going to stick with what he has listed, at least for the first week or two, and then if I need to make some adjustments, I will. But we will see. One of the things I'm really going to be focusing on in this workout is moving the weight as fast as I can, even though it's not a speed day necessarily. But what happens is when I have a weight that I know is not incredibly difficult, like 215 pounds on the bench press, is I kind of just go through the motions and I don't hit all my cues, and I'm kind of just, you know, being very lackadaisical with the presses. So I think if I can just train in my mind to just use the same amount of intensity as I would be if I was doing 295 pounds, for example, I think I'll be a lot better off, and I think it will have a lot of translation when I actually get to those max effort movements. The only movements that he lists weight for are your big 3, your squat, your bench, and your deadlift, which are percentage based, and it changes week by week. So your accessory movements, he leaves up to you. He says, okay, here's the rep range you should probably stay within, and then you can choose your weight based on that. Being that I'm still in the first week, I'm trying to play it a little bit conservative. I don't want to fry myself out, especially on like a closed grip bench press, when if I tax my triceps so much that I can't recover for my next bench day in, 2 days from now, it's a little bit counterproductive. So you can always change the weight, obviously. If it's too light, you can bump it up, which is what I would rather do. I would rather have to add weight than subtract weight at this point in the program. So I felt like to challenge myself, I would go with the high rep range on incline dumbbell presses. So I'm going for 15 reps. I'm only using 50 pounds, but I feel like most people can agree that high reps are the worst. There's nothing worse than, especially like a high rep squat, that's pretty much torture. I would say that that's just as bad, if not worse than cardio. And I can definitely feel, I'm sure I'll be feeling it tomorrow, just because like I've mentioned earlier, this is all just like kind of adapting my body to a different style of training. So now that that's done, I am gonna move on to some tricep push downs, and that's all that he has written up for this day. I might do some rear delts just because I hear some cracking back there. That can't be good. So I feel like I should probably take care of that as much as I can. And that's gonna be the end of the workout, guys. And this is going to be the end of the video, more than likely. I'm sorry that this video was so long. I had a lot of training in there. But do not worry, it's not going to be so much training every single video. It's just kind of explaining the beginning of this. I just wanted to get as much in as I can. Moving forward, we will have plenty more food and just more random thoughts, as I'm sure all of you guys love. So please like this video if you did enjoy it. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to watch this one. I'll talk to you guys next time. Well, there's a good reason for that. I don't sell t-shirts.
It's t-shirt time?
12:10 is t-shirt time.
T-shirt time? It is 12:10.
It's t-shirt time.
Or macro coaching.